Hi guys, as you all know, I am in my dissertation writing phase. Clock it! Even though it's been a very stressful, it's been a very frustrating period, I don't want to take you through the frustration, trust me, because if I start ranting about it, I'm gonna say, this girl, you too complain. But no, let's leave the frustration aside, okay? So you all know I'm in my dissertation writing era, and in this video, I want to just tell you how AI has been helping me with my dissertation. So it's usually, when it comes to academic writing and the use of AI, it's usually debatable as to how much you need to use AI, or the extent to which AI can affect your work positively or negatively. And to be very honest, this is 2026. It's almost impossible to do any form of research or writing without the help of AI. But then you don't let AI do the actual academic writing, okay? You do it yourself, but then AI can help. Different ways AI can help. And yes, I'm not here to tell you I did everything from scratch, everything. Nah, AI has been helping me. And I'm like, you know what? Let me take it out to my fellow students who probably asked in their dissertation writing phase, or who would get to start writing their dissertation really soon, because you might need this. So there are many ways I'm using AI to write my dissertation, and in this video I'll be sharing, okay? So the very first one is I use AI to find a direction for my research. So when I started my dissertation, the first time I spoke with my supervisor, I shared my idea with her, and the very first thing she told me was that this doesn't feel like a research gap. She feels like there's been like a lot of other researchers who have done something really very similar to what I want to do, and that I should look for something that is more distinct, even if it's a very, very close, circle. I should just basically look for something that is more distinct, not something that is too or oversaturated. And it was a bit confusing, because from the beginning, that's what I've had in my heart to work on from the very beginning of my master's program in public relations. That's something I've had in my heart for a long time to work on. So it was hard. So I went back, I was reading, doing more reading, checking scholars, what have you guys done? Apparently a lot of the scholars get busybody, so they've most likely done almost everything. But now, as you be student, you guys find something. I did then. It now occurred to me that I could actually use AI to help me brainstorm. So I told AI, I inputted my desired topic or my area of research, and I asked AI, what do you think are some of the areas that have been under research? And then AI gave me a rundown of some areas I could actually focus on because they are under research. And of course, for each of those talking points, I go also to read more about it and say, okay, that's true. This list is actually under research. Nobody has really talked much about it, because to be very honest, every researcher have touched on certain areas of your research. Even the current research you are doing, they've touched on certain areas, but then you now have to broaden. Sometimes you may not need to find a entirely new idea. You have to broaden the idea they already have, you get. So AI helped me create an outline of under-researched areas, and I started looking at them one after the other. Okay, I checked this one. No, there are a lot of things on it, so I ticked it off like that, until I found that very research. You see, to find research gap, to find research, the way he had to find research gap, now so he had to find Igbo man we get good character. I'm not gonna lie to you. To even find Imo statesman we get good character. Now so he had to find research gap. So eventually AI helped me streamline my thoughts and everything, and I was able to find the research gap. So when I did that and I sent it to my supervisor, she's like, oh yeah, she feels like this is, yeah, thanks to AI, clock it. And when I say AI, I'm talking of the ChatGPT 5.2, not the free version. I always say, if you want to use ChatGPT, you want to use AI, flee from the free. The free version is at most basic, things like a 5-year-old or even less. It's the most basic idea to give to you. So if you want to get the most out of most of these AI sites, please go for a more sophisticated one. So that is the first one, the first way AI helps me. The second way AI helps me is to create a topic outline for my literature review. So when you do a literature review, you need to get a couple of relevant articles or relevant work related to what other people have done, and link it to what you're currently doing. You have to review what others have done, then before you start your fresh, your fresh idea in your chapter 3 or 4, or whatever, however you arrange it. So with my literature review, I had a lot of talking points. I had to talk on this. I had to talk about crisis communication. I had to talk about social listening. I had to talk about organizational listening. I had to talk about a lot of things. I had to talk about listening in general. And I didn't know how to structure it. But then I asked ChatGPT, I said, okay, this is my idea, this is the topic I want to work on. What are some of the relevant talking points? What are some of the literatures I should review for this dissertation? And it gives me a rundown. He tells me this is one of the headlines. For instance, it says, oh, listening in the 21st century, this is why you should talk about it, and this is why it is relevant to what you are doing. So instead of me sitting down and brainstorming, I should do this in my literary review, I should do this in my literary review, AI helps me do that. To take it a little bit further, AI also helps me to create a topic outline. So when I have done my literary review, aside topic outline for my literary review, it also helps me with my topic outline, even for my next chapter, even though I've not started that part, you get. So what do you start with first? After that, what do you go with next? That chronology, that order, okay? AI helps with that, okay? AI helped me with that with my literary review, which I'm still writing, by the way. But yeah, I know it's going to help you too if you know how to use it. Next is another feature I feel like a lot of people do not know. So there is Acrobat. You have Adobe Acrobat. So now with Adobe Acrobat, you can scan through articles without reading it from beginning to end. For instance, if I'm looking for an article, or I find an article on, let's say, social listening, for instance, and it's a very long one, and I'm looking for a specific area of that article that talks about maybe a particular incident, like let's say whatever, but I'm looking for an aspect from that article, or an ebook or whatever. You know, sometimes it's voluminous. All I need to do is to go to the AI feature or AI extension on Adobe Acrobat, and then tell that particular AI that I'm looking for a particular section of this article that talks about this and that. It scans through the entire article and takes me to the exact page or exact line that I like from the keyword I already typed. So it's sort of scanning through, you know how like you're looking for a particular thing, sort of going through the work from the whole chapter. For instance, a particular chapter talks about that topic, and maybe that chapter has like 20 pages. It's sort of scanning through the 20 pages manually. The Acrobat feature, the AI feature on Adobe Acrobat helps you highlight that specific aspect of that article, so you don't have to start going and wasting your time reading through 20 pages or 30 pages and looking for that specific thing. Okay, so this is not like ChatGPT, this is the AI feature in the Adobe Acrobat. Okay, so you can try that out, especially if you have like a free subscription from your school or something, because our school gives us like, you know, that kind of access. Okay, so you can try that and you'll be shocked. Man, don't kill myself, God. Next is AI helps me to summarize the thoughts from different scholars. So when you're doing your literary review, you're going to be you'll be passing through different scholars' work, what they said, how they said, their thoughts, their opinions. Sometimes you agree, sometimes you disagree. So now what happens is, when I'm like, especially when I'm sat for a very long time, maybe you've been working on literary review for a very like 2 hours, 3 hours. Sometimes I experience writer's block, like a scholar has said this thing and I agree with the scholar, maybe disagree with the scholar, but I don't know how to put my thoughts together. I'm like, yes, I agree with you, but how do I add my thought to say, oh yeah, and still make sense? Sort of like summarize that scholar's idea. Okay, so after I've quoted this the scholar, I'll copy that quote and I paste it on ChatGPT and say, please give me an idea, this is what I want to say, this is how I want to pass this message. But of course, because my head is all jumbled up, ChatGPT helps me bring out like my own idea out of the scholar's idea. I don't know if you get my point. Okay, so I already have the idea. It's not like I'm asking ChatGPT to generate an idea from what the scholar have said. I already have an idea, but I need I need it to be like developed. Okay, so I asked ChatGPT say, okay, can you say it like this, can you put it this way? And it gives me, and I just modify what ChatGPT has given me, because my head, of course, is full. Okay, and that's why there's AI. That's why people are paying for solution for AI. So I use it to summarize or pinpoint like critical or interesting aspects of a scholar's work or a scholar's thinking or opinion. You get, right? Yeah, I know you get it. I also use AI to transition from one chapter to the other, or from one section to the other. You get, it's like a bridge sentence. So when I finish my particular line of thought, you know how like your dissertation moves from one line of thought to the other progressively like that. So sometimes when you finish for I don't know how for other people, but sometimes when I finish my particular line of thought, I'm now thinking, I want to start talking about this other thing. How do I transition so that it doesn't look like you are going from A to Z just like that and it looks disjointed? So AI helps me create a bridge sentence that connects what I have previously said to what I'm about to say. Okay, so that my work is more organized, is more coherent, and it doesn't feel scattered, disorganized and all. So like I said, most times when you're writing, you're constantly writing, you experience writer's block, you don't know what to do from that point. So instead of just shutting down your system and just saying, okay, next time I'll just continue, you go to AI for help to help you connect those two things together. So AI brings your first idea, maybe in your first idea, links it together so that it's flows smoothly. Okay, another way I use AI is to edit. So sometimes you're writing and your voice is not like in a master's voice, how would I put, it's not in an academic tone. Okay, you're writing like a regular article. You know, there are different types of writing. You could write for the newspaper, you could write for articles, entertainment writing, writing for social media, academic writing, even PhD level of writing, master's degree level of writing. So there's even a bachelor's degree level of writing. There's a way you would write and your lecturers will overlook it. Oh, it's bachelor's degree. But when you get to master's, they expect certain level of efficiency or proficiency from you, both from the use of your language, from your semantics, every single thing. Syntax has to be, you know, high up there. And then when you get to PhD level, of course, the bar is raised higher. Okay, so sometimes when you write, you write like regular, like you like your tone is like your voice and your tone is like a regular article. But with AI, sometimes I get to paste. Sometimes I write and I'm not convinced that this sounds like a master. It also sounds like a person where they try to get master's degree. so what I do is I copy and I paste this on ChatGPT, like I said, the 5.2, to modify it to help me sound like a master's student that I am, and soon to be master's graduate. But it's not all of the sections I do that for. Like I said, when you experience writer's block, or when you don't feel confident enough in that sentence structure or in that whole paragraph, that's what I do. Okay, and of course, when ChatGPT helps me modify it, I still have to put 2 and 2 together. I still have to remove some comma, remove some words, edit some, you know, just to make it sound like Udochi. Okay, not like hey hi. And of course, AI could help you find articles. Hey, see, literature review is usually the hardest part of writing an essay, because to find articles, sometimes you want to talk about a particular field, and to find articles that helps, like to find article from scholars that you can review it, sometimes it takes like the whole day. It takes a lot of time. But what does AI do? Type in that topic, type in that thing you want to look for, and tell AI to look for scholarly articles on that field. AI will give you a rundown of experts in that field, some of the articles they've written. If you use specific keyword, you could get the exact article you are looking for, and then you will review it. So when I started initially, I was doing it manually. I was going to Google Scholar, saying typing, maybe I'll say organizational listening in so and so field, and I'll get a lot of articles. It was confusing. But with AI will streamline it. You get expert, like you get authorities in that field. You will see a lot of the articles, and it helps you streamline instead of searching from scratch, doing it manually. Okay, you get. So sometimes I could tell ChatGPT I need 10 articles related to. So even if the first one doesn't click, second will click, the third, just like that. Okay, so AI helps you find those articles instead of you doing it manually and from scratch. So guys, if you're currently writing your dissertation, I hope these tips help, or so you don't demonize AI, because AI is useful. But like I said from the beginning, AI should not replace human thinking, should not replace your own judgment, because AI too can be wrong. AI generates wrong figures, AI generates wrong data, a lot of things AI does wrong. AI is not perfect yet, so you shouldn't like outsource all of your critical thinking to AI. It's just to help you to already boost what you have and to hasten the process of your writing and of course your research. So as a good girl and as a loyalist that I am, I'm loyal to you all because you all are loyal to me by watching my videos. So I'm like, okay, you know what? Let me bring this new why am I hey me and this rope. So I was like, let me bring this to you, because if I don't, who will? Anyways, thank you always for watching my videos. Thank you always for engaging. Thank you for liking. Thank you for sharing, for commenting, and being here for me. I love you all. Please like, please subscribe. Always like my videos. Please, even if you don't want to leave a comment, always like my videos. I beg you in the name of God. Because when you like the videos, it's also a metric for YouTube to push it to more people. Okay? So thank you so much for watching. If you have any question, of course, drop it in the comment section. And please subscribe. If this is your first time, please subscribe in the mighty name of Jesus. Subscribe. That's true. I should be blowing powder often, because all these they beg, subscribe. Now they hear. Make out the blue powder every single time I sit down here to make a video. I need to blow powder so that y'all are gonna do the needful. But it's like holy powder. It's not like babalao powder kind of. It's a holy powder. Like it's going to be anointed. Anyways, guys, like I said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Toodles.